Everything the CIA does is illegal. It is why the government provides it with impenetrable cloak of secrecy. While mythographers in the information industry portrayed America as a bastion of peace and democracy, CIA officers manage criminal organizations around the world. For example, CIA hired one of America's premier drug traffickers in the 1950s and 60s, Santo Traficante, to murder Fidel Castro. In exchange, the CIA allowed Traficante to import tons of narcotics into America. The CIA sets up proprietary arms, shipping, and banking companies to facilitate the criminal drug trafficking organizations that do its dirty work. Mafia money gets mixed up in an offshore bank with CIA money, as if the two are indistinguishable. Drug trafficking is just one of the examples. Organizational history, which if studied closely enough, reveals how the CIA managed to maintain its secrecy. This is the essential contradiction at the heart of America's problems. If we were a democracy and if we truly enjoyed free speech, we would be able to study and speak about the CIA. We would confront our institutionalized racism and sadism. But we can't, and so our history remains unknown, which in turn means we have no idea who we are, as individuals or as a nation. We imagine ourselves to be things we are not. Our leaders know bits and pieces of truth, but they keep being leaders once they begin to talk about the truly evil things the CIA is doing. The CIA does not do anything unless it meets two criteria. The first is intelligence potential. That means the program must benefit the CIA. Maybe it tells them how to overthrow a government, or how to blackmail an official, or how to get an agent across a border and extras. Generally, the term intelligence potential means it has some use for the CIA. The second criterion is that it can be denied. If they can't find a way to structure the program or the operation so they can deny it, they won't do it. Plausible denial can be as simple as providing a military cover. Then the CIA can say, "The army did it, that's not my business." Everything the CIA does is deniable. It's part of its congressional mandate. Congress does not want to be held accountable for the criminal things the CIA does. The only time something the CIA does become public knowledge, other than rare accident or whistleblower, is when the Congress thinks it is helpful for psychological warfare reasons. Torture is a good example. A real-life example is, after 9/11 and up until and through the invasion of Iraq, the American people wanted revenge. They wanted to see Muslims' blood flowing. So, the Bush administration let it leak that they were torturing the evildoers. That is the CIA. Yes, they do. Most people have no idea what cops really do. They don't see the cops associating with the professional criminals and making money in the process. They believe that when a guy puts on a uniform, he or she becomes virtuous. But people who go into law enforcement relate more to the crooks than the citizens they are supposed to protect and serve. They are looking to bully someone and they are corrupt. That's law enforcement. It's well known that when the CIA selects agents or people, it subjects this candidate to rigorous psychological screening. A guy who has strong criminal tendencies but is too much of a coward to be one of the criminals is their ideal candidate. In Afghanistan, CIA officers manage the drug trade from their hammocks in the shade. Opium production has soared since they created the Karzai government in 2001 or 2002 and established intelligence network into the Afghan resistance through opium trafficking warlord Gul Agha Sherzai. In return for his services, Karzai received the contract to build the first US military base in Afghanistan, along with a major drug franchise. The CIA also arranged for its Afghan drug warlords to be exempted from wanted lists, DEA lists. It is the most critical feature. Guy Debord said, "Secrecy dominates the world, foremost as the secret of domination." The media prevents you from knowing how you are being dominated by keeping the CIA's secrets. The media and CIA are the same, two faces of one coin. Capitalist media may show you fake advertisements and fake news regularly, but when it comes to CIA, it's not only fake news, it's also a poison. They fill your mind with their disinformation. They feed you enough poison through their fake news until you are indoctrinated to believe that the CIA are the best people. They are only doing the right things. Americans they will never get the chance to see the mutilated Iraqi, Afghani, Libyan, and Syrian children killed by the marauding US missionary forces and the cluster bombs. And on the other hand, falsified portrayals of CIA kidnappings, torture, and assassinations and other assassinations are glorified on the TV and in movies. Telling the proper story is the key. Thanks to the media's complicity, the CIA is doing it right. Yes, it is the enemy of humanity, not only the American people. They are a bunch of inhuman criminal collections, indoctrinated that they are protecting the country, but the only major thing they are doing is serving the rich political elite. It does their dirty business.